The Europa League is back. Nobody cares about the Europa League, or very few Manchester United fans do anyway. But I do want Manchester United to get the victory this week, put the Europa League to bed, and then we can concentrate on other stuff for the time being till it returns in the new year. We go into this game needing only 1 point to qualify, but I would like Manchester United to go out there and try and get all 3 points, win the group, so that then we can get an easier tie in the next round. I think we will get through this time. I'm confident we can get through it, but I think if we get a point, it's going to be a bit of a kick in the teeth if we get a stinky draw in the next round, because it does look like Jose Mourinho is taking this cup seriously. And what I'm worried about is if we do fall too far off the pace to even challenge for top four, could be difficult if we get some difficult, tricky ties in this competition. We will have to wait and see who actually is in it from the Champions League, because some Champions League teams are going to fall out of it now. The likes of Tottenham could come into it, and it could become tricky. I still think on paper Manchester United should be able to win this competition. It's not going to be easy. There are some tricky ties in it, but on paper Manchester United should at least be favourite to win this competition. Now, going into this needing 1 point, Zorya, Luhansk, or however you pronounce it, haven't got anything to play for now. They're going to finish rock bottom, so that should play into Manchester United's hands. I think Jose Mourinho is going to put a strong lineup out, but with them not having anything to play for, are they really going to be that bothered? Are they really going to give it 110%? It's always difficult. When you don't have anything to play for yourself, it is really difficult to get up for the game. We've seen other teams in the Champions League tonight resting players when they've got nothing to play for. They've either won groups, finished in a second position, or finishing bottom or whatever. They've got nothing to play for, so it does help the opposition if like we have something to play for. So we have to get a victory or a draw, whereas they don't. So really the emphasis is on Manchester United to go out there and break this team down and really put a couple of goals past them. We've seen them at Old Trafford. They didn't really, I mean, they weren't brilliant, but they weren't really that easy as I thought to beat. I thought they were going to be a bit easier to beat. But they are a Ukrainian side, and no sides going into Ukraine is easy. It's certainly not an easy place to go and thrash teams. But obviously, because not many people had heard of them, they weren't the top end of teams that you usually see in the Champions League of Ukrainian sides. So that's why I think a lot of people just thought that they were horseshit. But you can never actually take these sides for granted. But I'm expecting Jose Mourinho to put a strong lineup out. I would expect, well, it could possibly be Romero in goal. David De Gea better at the weekend against Everton, so I would expect probably Romero to come in. Has played decent when he's been called upon. Romero, it's certainly a very, very good backup for Manchester United. World Cup finalists, you can't really go wrong with that as a backup. He's in defence. I'm not too sure what he's going to do. He may, if Luke Shaw's fit, he may choose to bring Luke Shaw back in, but Daley Blind hasn't been playing a lot of football lately. I would personally go for Blind on the left if Luke Shaw isn't fit. Then it's going to probably be Valencia on the right. I don't know what he's doing with Fosu Mensah at the moment. I'm not sure if he's injured or he's just not picking him. Then it's probably going to be Rojo and Jones again at the central defence. They haven't done too bad, either of them, but I can see a mistake coming. Certainly, I still feel that Jones is liable of making a cock-up at some point. Bay could come on the pitch at some point. Was on the bench the other day, so that is a positive. We could see him back a little bit earlier than expected, because he will be going off to the African Cup of Nations soon, so we need to get him some minutes before that so we can actually use him. Otherwise, we're going to be without him for so long. It's going to be ahead of them. It's going to be tricky to see what he does in midfield. Michael Carrick could be given a rest in this game. We could see a midfield too. Herrera's often given a rest in this competition, but we're going to have to wait and see. I'll go for Herrera and Pogba. And then ahead of him, he's probably could bring Juan Mata back into the team. Didn't play at the weekend. Wayne Rooney will probably play up front. Rashford's been off the ball a bit lately. I'm not too sure what's happened there. It's probably just inconsistency from him. He's only young. We've got to give him a break. He shouldn't really be playing so many minutes and so many games at this young age. We're relying too much on him, and playing him out wide I don't think it's helping either. I would again go for Mkhitaryan and Martial. Martial was okay in the last game against Everton, but does really need to be more of a goal threat for Manchester United if we are going to challenge for things this season, because we really are lacking someone else other than Zlatan Ibrahimovic that's going to look to get in and around 15, 20 goals this season, and that could be Martial. He's got the potential to do it, but he needs to be more consistent in his goal scoring. Mkhitaryan has been playing well as well. We need to get him some more minutes on the pitch. Just keep getting this momentum going. If we can keep roughly the same sort of team most weeks after this game's been put to bed, get a consistent run of games where picking a similar lineup like what Chelsea are doing, hopefully the results will come off as well as we want. But he has had problems, lack of fitness for some of these players, the likes of Luke Shaw. Hasn't been easy for Jose Mourinho, but he's still getting his best team. When he can work out his best 11, he can get games after games where we're winning games, and I think we're going to see a good Manchester United team. Chelsea have played the same starting lineup for a long time now. I think it's about 6-7 games where they played the same team and they were winning every single week. They were getting some real consistency in their game, which is what Jose Mourinho has done over the years. He doesn't like to shuffle the pack too much, which some people are a bit shocked about him doing at Manchester United. But I think it is the fact that a lot of these players, I still don't think, certainly the likes of Marouane Fellaini, obviously Memphis Depay hasn't put himself in any glory. Martial's been in and out of form. There's been a lot of players that haven't really pulled their weight, or just aren't on form, or just aren't good enough. And I think he's underestimated how poor some of these players actually are. I think he thought that some of these players were actually better than they are. And he's just working out which players he probably wants to keep. And I can see a lot of these players being shifted on in the next year or so. And when he brings in all the players that he wants to bring in, and this is more or less 7, 8 of the starting lineup are his players, I think then we're going to really see a real Jose Mourinho team and a real Manchester United special team. Anyway, I think Manchester United will get over the line in this game. I don't think that they've got too much to bother Manchester United with. Paulinho maybe was a bit of a threat, I think, from the first game, but I didn't really see anything where that they're going to really cause Manchester United a lot of havoc, really, to be honest. I think they're a pretty average side, and as I say, they've got nothing to play for, so they could potentially even rest players, because if they've got dog shit all to play for, they might want to concentrate on finishing higher in the league. I'm not too sure where they are in the league at the moment, but they're probably going to want to concentrate on that. Maybe they've got the Ukrainian Cup to come. I'm not too sure what they've got, but they've probably got other things to worry about in their own domestic league. So if they've got nothing to play for, that's why I can see Manchester United, when they've got to get the points, I can see us getting the points. Some of the other games, I don't think the Manchester United players have really been quite up for this competition. That's what some people think in the away games, but I think Manchester United will be good enough to get the draw. I'm going to put my neck on the line and go for a Manchester United win 1-0. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon.